Good evening, Titan Nation. Welcome to another special edition of Titans of Truth, a playoff edition of Titans of Truth. I am your man Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a fun episode this evening as we talk playoffs. For the first time in 9 years, the Tennessee Titans are going to the postseason. And I give a big congratulations out to the entire Tennessee Titans organization and also to you, to the fans, for sticking with us through the good times and through the bad, through those hard times in the later Jeff Fisher years, the Mike Munchak years, and the god-awful Ken Wisenhunt years. But we have finally made it. We went from where we were only winning 5 games for every 2 years to now we've won 18 games in 2 years and now we're in the playoffs. So congratulations to the entire organization for making it to the postseason. We got a big victory, 15-10 over the Jacksonville Jaguars to get in. Yeah, I think a lot of us hate the way that we had to fight to get in at the end, but hey, we're in, and that's the most important thing. And so, with that being said, this is how I wanted to go about it. Basically, taking a look at some things from the game and also getting ready for the playoffs game against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how we're going to be going because we were the 6th seed, but then we also got help with Cincinnati defeating Baltimore to end up in the 5 seed, and that's why we're going to Kansas City. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to a place in Memphis called the Flavor House restaurant and bar. They did nothing but show me love. And, I was there in Memphis for the weekend. I was not at the game at Nissan Stadium. But the Titans fan club of Memphis and my frat brother Larry Garman, Blue 5, my brother, did nothing but made me feel at home. And, if you're ever looking for a place to go watch the Titan game, if you're ever in Memphis during the season on a Thursday night or on a Sunday, check out Flavor House at 3279 Kirby Parkway in Memphis. And they will make you feel welcome. I guarantee it. I had some good food out there. They have the good drinks. And they make you feel at home. They got a lot of TVs there that'll be having the Titans game on. And so you could definitely enjoy yourself while you're there. So shout out to Flavor House. But some things that I took away from this game, both good and bad, that I really saw in this game that could have really did a lot of good things for the Tennessee Titans. First off is Marcus Mariota. He stepped up in a major way, showed why he is our franchise quarterback, and showed some toughness, showed some grit. And, even though he threw for 134 yards on 21 pass attempts, the things he did on the ground with his feet was the most impressive thing. He really put this team on his back and carried us to the playoffs basically on his own because he wasn't getting a lot of help from the running game and the offensive line did not do all that great, and we had some major drops by Eric Decker, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But Marcus Mariota showed why he is our franchise quarterback, and I could not be more proud of him. For all of you Mariota doubters out there, this game showed why he is our quarterback, and you need to get behind that. I know he's had statistically a bad year, but you can't really look at that. You got to look at the intangibles, and that is exactly something that he has. Next up, what I did not like, Derrick Henry just struggled. He had his chance to be the bell cow, to show the world why he should be the main back, and I was rather disappointed. He had 28 carries, 51 yards. The only good thing that he did was he had a 66-yard screen pass that he took for a touchdown. And that was really the only good thing that he did in the game. He had a couple of nice little runs for like 7, 8, 10 yards here and there. But a lot of the plays that he had went for negative yards or very minimal yards, which if you're trying to run the football, that is not the way you want to do things. So, yeah, Derrick Henry struggled a bit. What I also didn't like is our old dinosaur, Terry Robisky, There were a lot of plays. If you look at there's an article on Music City Miracles where they were talking about the All 22, where they basically show some GIFs, the GIFs of some plays where you could tell that, Jacksonville was stacking the box, coming with some run blitzes from the outside with the safeties coming as well. And, they were trying to have it where, you got a tight end, you got the defensive back or an outside rusher here, and then a receiver like on the outside. And they were going to try to have the receiver block down to pick up that outside rusher. And, I mean, the rusher's already in the backfield before the wide receiver can clamp down to get to him. And so I just thought Robisky did not do any adjusting to that, to maybe have it where Marcus could check out of that play, or to have it where maybe they call a different play or something like that. I just didn't like that there were no adjustments. Again, the defense was incredible. They played lights out, did a terrific job against one of the better offenses in the league, shut Leonard Fournette down to 19 carries for 69 yards, and basically in 2 games against the Tennessee Titans, he has a grand total, I want to say a grand total of about 34 carries for 109 yards in 2 games combined. That's actually pretty good. That he only has that many yards in 2 games combined. There were some games that he had over 100 yards in 1 game. And so, in the earlier game he only had 40 yards rushing. In this one he had 69 yards. Now he did have 67 yards receiving, but it wasn't really much of a factor. And I also enjoyed the fact that they forced 3 turnovers, 2 Kevin Byard interceptions, and also a big play from Adoree Jackson, where he had some trouble covering the slant all year long, but then he came in, was right there with Keelan Cole, and punched the ball out, which Jayon Brown recovered, and we ended up kicking a field goal out of that. So we did get 6 points off of 2 of the 3 turnovers. The last one, of course, sealed the game, and we kneeled down and ended it. But, I mean, the defense was superb, and it was absolutely a joy to watch. And so, with that being said, we got to have some two-tone blue star of the week. And, players that really stepped up and did pretty well. And, again, if you see me looking off, I'm reading off of Facebook, just getting in some results. Brandon Bowers came in and said, Star of the Week, Marcus Mariota, Kevin Byard, or the defense. Really couldn't choose one because they all handled their business. Jerome Powell comes and says, Star of the Week, I would give it to Byard. Think the defense played great. Byard played lights out. I think I had a couple more. I think I had another Star of the Week. Tyler Westra comes in and says, Star of the Week, Marcus Mariota, Kevin Byard on that. And I'm looking. I think that was some of the main ones. But, yes, I kind of agree with all of that. So, in the end, I say the two-tone blue. We're going to go co-stars of the week. That is going to be Marcus Mariota and Kevin Byard. Definitely well-deserved. Honorable mention has to go to Adoree Jackson, as well as Brian Orakpo and Jarrell Casey having some pretty good games as well. So definitely they get honorable mention, but the two-tone blue co-stars of the week, Marcus Mariota and Kevin Byard. But of course, where there is a star at the top, you got a dunce of the day at the bottom. Now, I know what all of y'all would think. Terry Robisky, that is a given. He's already got one of our off-season awards. He's guaranteed to win the dunce of the year. Because, it's just horrible what he does. But as far as dunce of the day, had a couple of nominations. Tyler comes in and says, wasn't an individual. To me, the O-line struggled at times. and they were playing against a tough defensive line, hence why Henry didn't have running lanes, so the running game. He also mentioned Eric Decker dropping so many passes, 3 I can remember at least, but he does think he can redeem himself. So I definitely see where we're coming from that. Let's see, I'm trying to let's see. Bowers, Brandon says Dunce goes without saying to Derrick Henry. On that muff play that gave the Jags a defensive touchdown. It was all Henry's fault because he couldn't see it. Because you could see it in the body language that he didn't know which direction to go. Let's see. Jerome said Dunce, I wouldn't give it to Henry because he had our only touchdown. Had it cost us the game, then most definitely. I would give the Dunce to Robisky. His stubbornness on short downs is hurting our team. Enough said. Let's see, I think I had a couple more. Okay, yes. Shane said his star of the week, Marcus Mariota. Young kid became a man in front of our eyes Sunday. It was a beautiful thing to see, and right in time for the playoffs. Playing unafraid, finally, play unafraid finally, and for the first time in a few games, and ran us out of some tough third downs, including, of course, the stiff arm that sealed the game. He said, Dunce today was a little bit harder for me because we played a complete game and held the lead pretty much the whole game. I guess you could say suck up for the missed extra point. But when you realistically hold a team to 10 points and they can't score on your defense, no real Dunce for me. Definitely understand where he's coming from on that one. But I would say we're also going to have co-dunces of the day. Definitely Derrick Henry, because on a lot of plays, and again, check out the Music City Miracle article. It says all 22 Titans versus Jags, because there were a lot of plays where the holes could have been there, and he just didn't see it and tried to keep bouncing it outside and was running right into defenders. And so I just didn't like some of the play, especially in the run game. But also, I would definitely say Eric Decker, because he did surely drop 3 big passes all on third down that could have kept drives going. And, I mean, there was a couple of them that were easy catches and he just did not take care of business on that. So, the co-dunces of the day, Derrick Henry and Eric Decker on that. And so now with that being done, I want to definitely give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors. First off, to Craft Gasmit Creations and my cousin LaCrystal Cleveland. She made me another one, y'all. She made me a Titans and Truth hoodie, as you can see. Just like the navy blue Titan shirt that you've seen me in games and stuff like that. On the back, of course, is my information, how you can get involved, the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. I'm gonna take some pictures of this and post it on the Titans and Truth fan page on Facebook and also on Instagram and Twitter so that you can see this. And she also made me a sweatshirt, a baby blue sweatshirt, also just like the t-shirt, just like this. So I guarantee you, y'all, if y'all want some Titans and Truth gear just like this or just like the shirt that I have, check her out at Craft Gasmit Creations. She does have a Facebook page. And she also has a Instagram page as well at Craft Gasmit Creations. And like I'm looking at her page right now, so you could definitely hit her up. You could definitely hit her up, send a message, especially on Instagram, and she can make this for you. She'll give you a price. I believe for the shirt, was 20, and I believe for the sweatshirt and the hoodies, I believe were 25. So you could definitely get that, because not only you will be supporting her in her business venture, you'd also be supporting Titans and Truth, supporting me as well, and I would definitely appreciate that. So definitely check that out. And also Rose Jewels Boutique. They Allison Conley makes some good jewelry. Again, she's making me a necklace for next season. Beaded, with some beads, and also hopefully with a Titan logo that I can wear to games as well. So, check out her site also. She has Rose Jewels Boutique on Facebook. She's also at Rose Jewels Boutique on Instagram. Take a look at some of her work. She makes jewelry for the ladies, to your style, to the way it fits you. Fellas, she does the same thing as well for men. So definitely check that out. And again, that is Rose Jewels Boutique. And with Craft Gatsby Creations, tell them that Chris of Titans and Truth sent you. Uh, they'll know it's me, and they'll know that I sent you through, so they know that I'm supporting them, and you are supporting them as well. Definitely give them a holler on that. And so, now that we've definitely given some love to some of our sponsors on the show, it is time for Pick My Brain. Pick My Brain. And so I know there's some good questions out there. And again, definitely know that I'm going to be sharing this on the Titans and Truth fan page. I'm going to be sharing this on my Facebook page coming up as well. So be on the lookout for that. But let's get into Pick My Brain and get down with some questions from you. And I'm going to start first with my guy Shane Alvarado, who has a few questions for me. He said, first, how are you feeling about our chances Saturday? Honestly, he said, how do you feel about our chances Saturday? With Henry taking the lion's share, do you think anyone more so appreciates DeMarco Murray? I think we have a very good chance on Saturday to win this game. If we play our game and we control the ball for a long period of time, I think we have a very good chance in this game. I think there are some matchups that we can have take to our advantage. I know a lot of people would have rather played the Jaguars because we beat them twice. But I think with Kansas City, we've went to Kansas City and beat them. So, I mean, this game is winnable, without a doubt. So, I mean, I think we definitely have chances there. Henry having the lion's share, I wasn't really all that impressed. I mean, I think DeMarco Murray brings a little bit more, especially in the passing game, with catching out of the backfield as well as picking up pass protection. But, I know Mike Mularkey's trying to hold out hope that that DeMarco Murray can play Saturday. I just don't think he can go. So, I mean, Derrick Henry's going to have to step up. He's going to have to play a big game, and he's going to have to do something in the pass game to be able to help us win this game, because that's going to be extremely important. He also said, do you believe Marcus will have a breakout game Saturday and just go bananas? I think he can have a good game. I don't think he's going to go bananas on Kansas City, but I think he could do just enough to get us a victory. I think this is a team, and this is something I'm going to mention in the preview in the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. But I do believe that this Kansas City defense is not very good. You could definitely take advantage of them, and you could definitely make some moves and try to score the ball on them. And, I think that's going to be something where we can take advantage of that if we fix up our offense and take care of that. Let's see. How impressed are you with with our defense? That should have been a 15-3 victory. I'm actually very impressed with our defense, because even though the offense is really taking a step back, the defense has taken a giant step forward. Yes, they need to do a little bit better against the pass, but they're not giving up touchdowns. They're not giving up a lot of points. And we're ranked 13th, or we finished ranked 13th in total defense, and I believe 4th against the run. And that's where we definitely stepped up big time. And the pass rush got a lot better as the year went on, because there were many times when we were thinking that our pass rush was very non-existent, but the pass rush has definitely shown up. Another question he had, he said, do you think we'll see more spread 3-4 receiver sets, 3 to 4 receiver sets? I don't know, because I know Robisky, he's a stubborn mule. So I doubt we'll see a lot of 4 receiver sets. I think we'll see some 3 receiver sets, maybe not too many, but they're going to probably run that bunch. They're going to probably run that bunch, receiver set that they always use that I never really understand it. So, I mean, I think I can see it, but maybe not a whole lot, in all honest opinion. So thank you, Shane, for those questions. Brandon comes in. Brandon comes in and says, um, regardless where we go in the playoffs or how high we go, do we still drop Robusky and hire someone to help Mariota? Because this old play will kill Mariota's career no matter what. I think no matter what happens this year, I think Robisky is as good as gone. I think some changes are going to be made anyway. But depending on how the offense performs, there could be more drastic changes. But I think definitely Robisky is as good as gone. He's done. I mean, he is, excuse me, he is definitely 1,000% done. He cannot be the offensive coordinator of this team anymore. And I really don't think they need to promote from within. They need to go outside of the organization and find a coordinator that, is good with working with quarterbacks, and maybe good at being innovative. I know this is Mike Mularkey's offense, so that could be a problem, because you're thinking that he may bring in somebody that's just like him and will run the offense the exact same way, and bang, you're not fixing anything. But you got to have somebody that's going to be able to call plays to the strength of Marcus Mariota and not be so stubborn. That's what I think. But I think Robisky is as good as gone. Without a doubt. There is definitely no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let's see. Had a few more questions. Okay, here we go. Got my usual questions. Got my usual questions from Tyler, from Tyler Westra. He basically says, we have a lot of players that have never been in the playoffs. What are your thoughts on that? I think this is going to be a good experience for them. I think this will be a very good experience for them. We were really wanting guys like Arakpo and Jarrell Casey and Derek Morgan to get some playoff experience. Kevin Byard gets his first playoff game. Adoree Jackson, as a rookie, gets his first playoff game. Marcus goes into his first playoff game. Delaney, this will be his first playoff game since the Super Bowl when he was a member of the 49ers. Taylor Lewan, his first taste of the playoffs. So I think this is going to be a great experience for everyone. It's also going to be Mike Mularkey's first playoff game. So I think, yes, great experience for everybody is needed with that. Number 2, who do you think will be the weakest link going into the game other than Bryce McCain? Well, Bryce McCain has not practiced due to a hamstring injury. So in a way, I hope he doesn't play. And I think that's addition by subtraction. And I think that helps us out a lot, because Ty Smith has really come along and has done extremely well in his place. So, I mean, I think the secondary will be okay. I think the weakest part is we're going to have to be able to cover Travis Kelce. We're going to have to be able to cover Travis Kelce. And I mean, I know Byard and Jayon Brown are going to have some responsibility on that. They're going to have to find a way to cover Travis Kelce. Um, but I think the weakest link is our interior offensive line. We have got to do better with Spain, Ben Jones, and Josh Klein. More so, Klein and Spain have got to step up. So I think that's the weakest link. Arrowhead gets loud, and they have a good fan base. This has to be concerned because it could change the momentum. And with all the guys that have never been in the playoffs, it could be a factor. The mindset should be to come out fast, get on the board. But isn't that always what it should be? I mean, yes, Arrowhead is a very tough place to play. I think the fact that we played there last year in December, in week 15, kind of had a playoff feel a bit. I think that helps a lot. I think that game helped us a whole lot. I mean, I know this is the playoffs and it's a bit different, but I think if we come out fast and we get on the board early in the first quarter, we can take the crowd out of the game and give us a chance, in the end in the second half. Let's see, number 4, he says, what do you think the game plan will be, and if you were running the show, what would you have it be? Me personally, I think the Chiefs are going to do what the Jags did, look for the run constantly. So I'm going to try to go opposite, get the wideouts involved, Corey Davis, Rashawn Matthews, Eric Decker, Delaney Walker should get yards. I'm going to break that down in my preview because I do have some things that I would do if I was game planning for the Kansas City Chiefs. And so that's something I'm definitely going to get to. 5, biggest fear coming into this game. And if we do lose, do you think that it will have any effect on Mularkey's job? If it's close, do you think the powers that be will be like, well, it was close? Or if it was an utter embarrassment, do you think that would be the nail in his coffin? I think John Robinson already has his mind made up, and he wants that New England connection to happen with a guy, I guess I can't remember his name. Obviously, I think that is Josh McDaniels that you're talking about. And, I mean, I think the biggest fear for me is that they come in and they're not as prepared as they should be for this game, not realizing what's at stake. Honestly enough, I think more of the pressure, the biggest fear, I think, is not really necessarily the players. I think it's the coaching that I'm afraid of. I'm thinking that they're going to do something stupid that's going to cost us this game. The bad play with Mariota and Henry, I know that wasn't a coach's ordeal, but I mean, like the fake punt in Arizona, stuff like that. I just think some of those type of things, or running the ball on 3rd and 2, I think was a dumb call. I think, honestly enough, I'm scared that Robisky is going to screw this game up somehow. That is my biggest fear. I think Mularkey will be safe. I think the only way I think Mularkey gets fired, and I'll repeat this again later, is that if he refuses to fire Terry Robisky. I think this could really end up being like the Mike Munchak situation. They were going to bring him back for a 3rd year, but they told him that, hey, you got to fire Bruce Matthews and some of your friends. And Mike Munchak would not do it, so they fired him. I honestly think that's the situation Mike Mularkey's going to be in my honest opinion. Let's see, who do you think is going to shine in this game? I hope the O-line dominates, which helps everything, run or pass. I think this could be a game that Delaney Walker shows up big. I think Marcus can produce. And I really do believe that this could be another good Kevin Byard performance as well. So I think those 3 guys could step up tremendously. And I think his last question Is it me or has the pass rush shown serious life the last couple of games? Remember years back when the Giants lifted to the playoffs, got on a roll, and won a Super Bowl. Granted, the passing game was hot too, which our passing game struggles. Blame Rubisky. What do you think of our chances of something like that? Now, I agree. The Giants were a much different team. They were a little bit better. But, I mean, hey, we're in the playoffs. Anything can happen. I honestly think if we win this game against Kansas City and pray to God Buffalo beats the Jacksonville Jaguars, we go to Pittsburgh, I think we have a better shot in the divisional round of beating Pittsburgh on the road than going to New England for the divisional round. I wouldn't want to play the New England Patriots unless it's an AFC championship. And I would go on that. But I think that, I mean, we have a shot. We have an opportunity. If something starts clicking, then I think, if we beat Kansas City and, we go to Pittsburgh and play well, anything can happen. It's the playoffs. We've seen 6 seeds get all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. I want to say the Giants are one of the first teams to do it. Go on the road every week and got to the Super Bowl and won. So, I mean, it can happen. So, you've seen a 7-9. You saw a 7-9 Seattle team limp into the playoffs, and they got a win over. The New Orleans Saints. So it can happen. So definitely believe in that. Let's try to see if there's any other questions, maybe that I missed. I think I got everything on that. So I thank everybody for the questions that you did send. If I did not get to your question, I apologize. If I missed one, I'll answer it off the show with that. So I'll definitely continue to do that. But now it is time. Let's go ahead and preview this game against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, of course, are the 4th seed. They won the AFC West. They started off 5-0. They also did struggle losing 6 of their next 7. But they won their last 4 games to get to 10-6, win the division, and of course they are the 4th seed. So, this team has weapons. That much is true. This team has weapons. Alex Smith is, a guy that does not like to turn over the ball very much. He's a guy that does not like to turn the ball over very much. He's made some mistakes. But he still has some reliable weapons. Guys like Kareem Hunt behind him, who is the AFC rushing champion. Also, you got Travis Kelce, who is definitely one of the best tight ends in the game, along with Gronk and Delaney Walker. Yes, I'm putting Walker in there too. I think those are 3 of the best tight ends in the game. And so, you got that, and then you got one of the fastest players around in Tyreek Hill, who is a handful. Who is definitely a handful. And so, Alex Smith threw for over 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. He doesn't like turning over the ball, but he has been sacked 35 times. So, I think there's a chance we can get a pass rush, get to him. He likes to try to get the ball out quick. And so we got to be on our guard. And we definitely got some work cut out for us on the offensive end. Again, I mentioned Kareem Hunt. Over 1,300 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. He is quick. And he is very good out of the backfield as well. Because he has over 53 catches out of the backfield and 3 touchdowns receiving. So, yeah, that is definitely a problem. Travis Kelce, another Pro Bowl season, over 80 catches. Tyreek Hill, 75 catches. over 1,100 yards. They got weapons. We have got to contain Kelsey, Hunt, and Tyreek Hill if we're going to win this game. We got to hold them down. On the other side of the ball, they have a defense that has struggled. Their defense is not really all that great. You still have Justin Houston. Even though he struggled, he had 9.5 sacks. Marcus Peters had a few interceptions. Marcus Peters, of course, has 5 interceptions. Terrence Mitchell has 4, who I think is on the other side. The one big advantage is there will be no Eric Berry in this game. That's going to be huge. Besides, Justin Houston up front, Tamba Lee did not practice with an injury to his knee, so I don't even know if Tamba Lee is going to go in this game. We'll have to definitely see about that. But the defensive front is not really great besides Houston. And, Derek Johnson's a bit slow. And then you have no Eric Berry in the middle of the field. So, there are some advantages that we can take. I think our offense can match up a little bit better against their defense. And I think this could be a good game for our defense as well. And so this leads me to my Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. And this is what I think they can do to win this game. First off, we're going to start with what the Titan defense can do. Limit big plays. Tyreek Hill is a big play guy. Kareem Hunt's a big play guy. And so is Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill has, I believe, 9 plays by himself that are over 20 yards. And I think Kareem Hunt has 4 that are over 20 yards. So we've only given up 40 plays of 20 yards or more all year long, which is tops in the NFL. We have to limit the big play. If we could do that, keep them in front of us and not let them go off like that, we have a great chance to win this game. That's why I say keep them in check. Also, number 2, force turnovers. Get pressure on Alex Smith. And also make sure Kareem Hunt is not a factor in the running game. He's a little bit more of a speedy back, a shifty back. A little bit different than Leonard Fournette, who is more of a power back. He's very shifty. He is very quick, can get to the hole quick. And he's a guy that can pop it just like that. He could turn a quick 5-yard gain into a 50-yard touchdown run with ease, coming out of Toledo. So, he did very, very well. So we definitely have to do that and shut him down. And again, force turnovers. Try to force Alex Smith to make a mistake. And, I think we had, we caused a couple of fumbles. We caused a fumble in the game the last year. And also, Alex Smith threw a key interception. Of course, LaShawn Sims had that one. Unfortunately, he will not be playing in this game. But, you got to be able to cause some turnovers. That's going to be big to help us win this game. On the other side, what the Titan offense can do against this Chief defense to be able to win the game. First off, Arrowhead is a big-time advantage for the Chiefs. It's one of the toughest places to play in the league. Take the crowd out of the game early. And to do that, you got to get off to a fast start. Your first possession that you have, you need to score a touchdown right off the bat. Get up 7-0 or get up 14-0 early in the first quarter. You could take the crowd out of the game. And I believe some people said it on NFL Live or on ESPN. The Titans are a good football team when they are ahead. When they are in the lead, they're a much better team and they are much tougher to defeat than when we're behind. So if we get out fast, especially in the first quarter where we've had some struggles, and we can take the fans out of this game early and take care of the football. Do not turn the ball over against this team because you will pay for it. So I think holding on to the ball is going to be very, very key in this game. Also, attack this defense. Go after them. Don't give them what they expect to see. They're expecting constant runs. They're gonna probably stack the box too. I mean, every team has done that. They're gonna stack the box and try to shut the run game down. If it was me, my very first play right out of the bat would be play action pass with crossing routes. Play action pass, three receivers set. Play action pass to Corey Davis or to Delaney Walker or even Taywan Taylor. Give him a shot. Don't leave him on the bench. Get a couple of crossing routes because I think you can attack the middle of this defense with Eric Berry out. And so, I mean, with Eric Berry not playing, attack the middle of the field, get some chunk plays out of the passing game, and then you come back with the run. Because then they'll be spread out thinking that this is going to be an air raid. Then you come back with the running game. And I think, excuse me, and I think with Marcus being able to run some will help that out too. Now they got to account for Marcus Mariota's running ability, which could help Derrick Henry as well. I mean, they're 28th against the run. They're 25th overall. And so go after them. And I would mainly go after the guy that's on the other side, not Marcus Peters. Whoever's on the other side, put every receiver on that side. You know, sometimes get him with Corey Davis. Sometimes get him with Rashard Matthews. Or even like what the Patriots do, put Delaney Walker out wide. You could do some stuff with him out wide. So definitely do something like that. That's something that I would do. And I'm going to add one last fifth point. Have fun. All of us, have fun. Watching this game, have fun. The team should have fun. Because, I mean, hey, there are a lot of people that didn't think you were going to get to this point. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. Just go out there, have fun. The coaches need to coach this right. And we may be moving on to the divisional round. So that's just what I think are the best points to victory for this game. And now, before we get out of here, I had a Blu Bombshell. Question, and basically my question was this: what is your confidence level heading into Kansas City and into the playoffs? 1 being, I'm not feeling too good about this game, or 10 being, Titans gonna win, they're gonna dominate. And also my second question is, do you think Mike Mularkey is safe now that we've gotten into the playoffs? And here's some responses that I have. Some responses I have from that. Let's see. You know, Brandon, my boy Bowers comes in and says, let's see, bombshell question. Mularkey is safe. I believe 1 more year, and if it derails early, he'll be fired. But if he hires a new offensive coordinator and we take care of Mariota and offensive line, he'll stay. Let's see. Jerome comes in and says, confidence 10 out of 10 heading to Kansas City. Yes, I do feel like Mike's job is safe, having made it to the playoffs. I think he will get a 3rd year unless offense flatlines at Arrowhead. So I definitely understand that right there. Definitely good answer on that. Shane comes in and says, let's see. Confidence level, about a 7.5. Defense, our defense matches up better against their offense than their defense matching up against. Their offense matching up against our offense matching up against their defense. Basically, I'm sorry. Their defense is absolute garbage, and we should be able to expose them and score a few touchdowns along with our normal dose of field goals. So I definitely see that right there. Let me see. And see, I had a couple of some other pages as well. Bear with me. I'm getting through all of those, and we're heading towards the end of the show. Kiha says, I don't think he should be safe, but my feeling is Amy will keep him. The offensive coordinator needs to go, and head coach needs to let new offensive coordinator do his thing. He says if we open up the offense and do some no huddle and defense plays well, no reason Titans can't get a win. Confidence we win is a 7.5. He's picking the Titans to win 28-17. You know, Marcus had 3 wins in his first year, second, 9 wins, third year, 9 wins. Not a coincidence you get a franchise quarterback team starts winning. Definitely agree with that. I mean, I can't, disagree. Tyler comes in and says, confidence level hard to say. We play better at home, but if we play solid defense and the game plan well, I would say an 8 as far as Mularkey and his job. I like the guy as a person. You can tell he loves his team and is a good guy, but maybe he should go back to coaching tight ends. I hope people aren't too caught up in the joy of being in the playoffs. This shouldn't be close. We should be in the Jags position, but I have faith GM John Robinson will work it out. Will work out for Mularkey if he does get let go. Because another team will say, hey, you coach the team to the playoffs, it's a job. But Mularkey and Robinski need to be gone. I would say that and say some of the position coaches. Definitely understand that right there. So you got quite a few. You had somebody say 10. You had a few say 7.5. Let's see. I know I had a couple other comments somewhere. And I thank y'all for sticking with me and bearing with me while I do that. Because I get responses from different pages. I definitely get responses from different pages. So, and that's something that I always like, that you're getting, I'm getting a lot of responses from other groups. And okay, here we go. This is the last ones. Joe Kerr on the Tighten Up page says, confidence levels at about 6.5, 7. Dale Jansen says, I feel 75% confident we can go to Kansas City and win. Concerns are it's on the road and their stadium is nuts to play on. We win, or even because we got here, I feel Mularkey is safe. But they will request him to replace Robinski. Totally on board with that. I hate the slow conservative mindset Mularkey lives by, but truth is it might be what wins us the game Saturday. Joe Kerr came back and said, hold up, just read Jeff Triplett and gang are officiating the game. Confidence just dropped to a 3. Jim Flores comes in, confidence level 8.5. And those are some pretty good gauge numbers on that. I would definitely say my confidence level at winning the game, I'm going to say is a 7, in my honest opinion. I think we have a very good chance to go into Kansas City and get a victory. It's not going to be easy, but I think it's a game we can win. If we play our style, we control the game, control the ball, keep their offense off the field as long as possible, and defensively get after Alex Smith. I think it's a game we can definitely win, without a doubt in my mind. As far as Mularkey is concerned, I mean, I think unless we just have a humiliating performance, I think Mike Mularkey is safe unless John Robinson just really wants Josh McDaniels in here. But I think for the most part, I think Mike Mularkey is probably safe. Maybe he gets just a 1-year extension, but it ain't guaranteed he'll make it to that year. It's just so he's not a lame duck coach. But he has to be willing to adapt and evolve his offense. He's going to have to change it up and make it fit Marcus and not try to make Marcus fit it. I understand the running game is there, but you want to be physical. But you can be physical and let Marcus do his thing. I think more of a West Coast style offense fits more to Marcus. And I think the only way, in my opinion, that Mike Mularkey gets fired is if John Robinson comes to him and say, hey, you need to fire Terry Robisky and some of these other guys, get them out of here. And Mike Mularkey just is too loyal to them and says, no, I'm not going to fire them. That is the only way I see Mike Mularkey getting fired after these playoffs. But I agree. Robisky's got to go, if nothing else. Because if Robisky is still here next year, that's going to be a hard sell to the fans, even though we did make the playoffs. I think with a better offensive coordinator, you could sell Mularkey and the new OC to the people, but you're not going to be able to sell Mularkey and Robisky next year. That ain't going to happen. So I think Mularkey is, I'm going to say on 1 to 10, Mularkey being safe, I'm going to say about a 6 that Mularkey is safe. But I do believe if we have an awful performance Saturday, I still could see where that happens. So I would venture on that. I know a lot of local people, like my guy Jarrett and the GM on 102.5 The Game. Check them out, by the way. I do love that show. They are convinced that Mike Mularkey will stay, and it is ridiculous that he would even be at risk of being fired. Although that story did come out from Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and Jay Glazer were all saying the same thing. And Floyd, I thought, was being a little naive, basically saying, well, who are they talking to? Who are they getting their sources from? Well, they're getting them from somebody. And so, and here's my thing. If it was Jason LaCanfora, or if it was, I forget the guy's name, I remember if it's Mark Cole or Brian Cole, somebody, Adam Cole or whatever from Bleacher Report. If he's saying it, or if LaCanfora is saying it, then yeah, I'm going to be like, please, I don't believe nothing those geeks say. But if it's something from Ian Rappaport, or Adam Schefter, or Chris Mortensen, or Albert Breer at NFL Network, I'm going to actually think that is true. I actually believe it's true. Because those guys are like the foremost experts. They are the best insiders in the league. Now, if it was like a Whitlock or, somebody like that, or if it was like coming from, Stephen A. Smith or something like that, I probably wouldn't believe it. But like I said, from Schefter, Rappaport, Mortensen, Kaplan, or Albert Breer, I believe it to be true, honestly, because they're at the top of their game. But everybody, I hope everybody had a wonderful start to the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. And, let's do some big things in 2018. I'm going to have a lot of big things coming up going into next year. Some things that I'm going to be trying to do to better the show. So again, please share this show out, comment, subscribe to the page. Not only to the Titans and Truth fan page, but subscribe to the YouTube page. I need more subscribers. I want a lot of subscribers. I need to get to over 200. So help me out. Help me help you so that we can keep this going and I can keep bringing you Titans of Truth, and we're doing a lot more. I'm going to try to start doing some stuff remote in some different places. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But that's about all I have for you tonight. Titans of Truth, I'm out. Let's go win this game on Saturday. Tighten up.